Hello, welcome back. Do you want to learn how to crochet some baskets? Some like this, or like this. That is a multicolored blue one, variegated. More variegated. Yeah, let's make some baskets. One of the first things we do is we find 3 skeins of yarn. You can use variegated, or you can pick colors out of your variegated, or you can have anything you want. It doesn't matter. We just need 3. I'm using 3 4-plies. My pattern calls for an M hook. I cannot find an M hook, so I'm going to use a K. And we start off with a magic circle. Let's start. So a magic circle. We have 3 skeins, 3 strands. So we're going to take it and we're going to wrap it around our hand. See how it crosses? Right there? We're going to take our hook. We're going to go underneath and grab that yarn and pull it up. Sorry if I was out of frame. And then we're going to chain 1 to snug it up. Now we have a ring. And these 3 tails, I'm going to wind them here. We can make our ring smaller. The very first round, we're going to do 8 single crochets in the ring, nice and loose. 1, we're using 3 strands, so make sure you get all of them. 2, 3, 4, whoops, make that smaller if you have to, 5. You'll get used to holding all of them. Just try not to do them real tight. You don't want to cramp yourself up. 6, 7, 8. Now let's count them just to make sure. Pull that loop way out, and you always want to count back from your first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. We will be working in rounds, not joining. So our next round, round 2, will be 2 single crochets in each stitch for a total of 16 when we're done. So the first thing we want to do is make our ring small, all the way small. Pull that tail tight. And again, we're going to be doing 2 single crochets in every stitch for a total of 16. Don't forget, you're going through an awful lot here, so 1, you'll get it. 2, squish it in there. Your next one will have 2. I'm getting tangled up, you guys. If you have to, put a stitch marker in so you know where you started your first round of 2 stitches, which is what I'm going to do right now. I grabbed some yellow, I pulled that loop way out, and we've done 2 with 2 in it. So I'm going to go in my first stitch of 2 and put a stitch marker. That way I know when I get to there, That's my first stitch. You may want to use something different. That's fine. So I'm going to continue around until I get back to my first one again, and I'll meet you back. 16 total. Round 3 will be 2 single crochets first stitch, 1 single crochet next stitch, and repeat 2, 1, 2, 1. We will have 24 stitches. So let's take our stitch marker out, whatever you may be using, and the first one is 2 single crochets. You can stop here and put your stitch marker in, or put your second, put your second one in, and then put your stitch marker in. That first single crochet, then the next one is going to be 1. So again, 2, 1, 2, 1. I'm trying to use a darker background, but it just keeps showing everything. 1. Next one is 2. I know it's a little difficult to get through, but don't make your stitches too tight. And again, I have one of my skeins in a bag. Just to protect it from getting hair or dog hair or anything on it. And this one's going to go in a bowl. Just so you know, you can protect your yarn by putting them in bags or bowls, and they won't collect dust and dirt and hair. 1. Next one is 2. And we're going to repeat this pattern all the way to our stitch marker. Oops, it's so difficult for me to stay in frame. So we're going to continue on all the way around to our stitch marker. So we have just a couple more stitches before we get to our stitch marker. Next stitch is 2 single crochets. And then 1. I mark my row off. Row 3, round 3, because we're going in the round, not rows. So round 4. 2 single crochets first stitch, 1 single crochet next 2, and then repeat. And you guys, I forgot to mention, our last one had 24 stitches, so we can count back to make sure we are correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, whoopsies, and 24 where the stitch marker is. So again, round 4 is 2 single crochets in the first stitch, 1 single crochet in the next 2. We're going to repeat that pattern for a combination of 32 stitches. So let's remove this that marker. 2 single crochets in the first stitch. Pull that loop out, put in your marker. Some of you may not need a marker. I am very easily distracted and have to put my work down a million times. So I need to mark my work. Okay, 2, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets. It'll fit, don't worry. Take your time. 1, 1, 2, and I'll meet you at the end. I'll meet you at the stitch marker. Meet you at the marker. We're getting close to our last couple stitches. This one requires 2 single crochets and then 1, 1, and we'll be at our stitch marker. 1, 1, and we are now at our stitch marker. I love how the variegated blends with the single color and the gray, single gray. Okay, so I'm going to mark round 4 off. I always have scrap paper because I lose where I'm at. Round 5, 2 single crochets in the first stitch, 1 single crochet in the next 3 for a total of 40 stitches. Again, you can recount. We needed 32 in the last round. So 2, let's put that stitch marker in right here. You don't have to tie it. I have a nasty habit of pulling them out. So again, we're going to do a single crochet in the next 3. 1, whoopsie, stay out of there, yellow. 1, 2, 3. Now 2 singles in the same stitch. It'll fit. Just force it, it'll go. Okay, I need some extra yarn here. And again, we're doing 3 single crochets. 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitches is what I meant to say. Now we're going to do 2. And you guys, I will meet you back at the stitch marker. 2 single crochets, 1 single in the next 3. 2, 3, 2, 3. Got it? See you back. So we're getting close to the end. Here's my 3rd single crochet. Now we're going to do 2 in this stitch. 1, 2. We should have 3 left. 1, 2, 3. Yes, 3 singles. 1. Whoops, sorry. I'm getting tangled up. Hold on. 2, 3. We are back at our stitch marker. I'm going to mark that one off. Isn't it looking beautiful? It sure is. Mark round 5 off. Round 6 is 2 single crochets the first stitch, 1 single crochet in the next 4 for a total of 48 stitches. So let's remove that stitch marker. Put 2 in our next stitch. Let's put that marker back in. Oh, it'll go, don't worry. I know they get super tight. But if we try real hard to keep our stitches nice, loose, and even, they're a little easier to work with. All right. A single crochet in the next 4. 1, 2, 3. Now 2 in the next. We're going to do 4 singles. 1, 2, 3. 2 single crochets in the next one. Repeat the pattern all the way around. I'll meet you back here. Okay, so we're coming around to our last stitches. 2 in the next one. 1 in each of the next 4. Mark round 6 off. And we're going to continue in this manner until row 11. So round 7 is going to have 2 single crochets followed by 5 single crochets. 2 in the first one, 5 singles. Repeat. Row 8 is going to have 6 in between. Row 9 will have 7 in between. Row 10 will have 8 in between. And row 11 will have 9 in between. So we are going to stop when we get 9 single crochets in a row. We will finish that and stop. I will meet you back here when we are done. When we are on row 12. So after we have finished row 11, your project should look something like this. Stitch marker. And again, row 11 was 2 single crochets in the first stitch, 1 single crochet in the next 9. And you repeat that all the way around for a total of 88 stitches. And this is what it should look like. Now, I'm going to show you what we are going to do next. For row 12, we are going to work on building this side edge up so that we can form the sides of our basket. And just start building and building and building. The first thing we need to do is slip stitch into the next stitch. So let's get our stitch marker out of there, and we are going to slip stitch into here, chain 1, and then we are going to single crochet the back post. So back post single crochet all the way around, and that is going to give us this little, let me find this shorter edge, this little ledge here to start building it up. Now, if you are not sure what a back post is, every stitch has a post. This is your post. This is your front post. we are going to work a single crochet in the back post. So we're going to come in from the back. It's a little tricky at first, but just stick your hook in there, bring it through, and pull it up. And we're going to do that on every single stitch. Back post, single crochet all the way around. And again, you're going to have a total of 88 stitches. Truthfully, if you're off one or two, don't sweat it. It happens. Now you could always figure out and go back, figure out where your mistake is and redo it. I have redone projects so many times to get them perfect. So again, we are going to single crochet the back post every stitch around till we get 88, until we get back to the beginning, for a total of 88 stitches. So you guys, I will meet you back at the very beginning. Don't worry, yes, some of them are difficult. That's why we try to keep our stitches, whoops, loose. One more. All right, I'll meet you back at the beginning. It has a tendency to curl on us, but that's because it is round. But if you see, we are slowly making this nice little ledge right here. See that? It's going to allow us to build the side of our basket. As you go, keep flattening your piece and rolling your edge up. So we only have a couple of stitches left before we get to the beginning of our round. Do the last two. We're going to, slip stitch into our first one. Single crochet. We're going to mark that row off. Go ahead and flatten your piece. Bring those edges up because we are forming the sides. Looks beautiful. Row 13 is just single crochet every single stitch we just did. So I like to single crochet in the same stitch. So chain one, single crochet, same stitch, and we're gonna single crochet every stitch around. 88 stitches is what you should have. Again, from this row out, we should have 88 stitches if you are counting. I'll meet you back at the end of the round. All right, so we're getting close to the end of my gray skein of yarn. Now is a good time to show you how I attach my yarn. This is the end of the one we are working with right now. And here is my new one. Now you guys, don't worry if it's not the same exact color. And truthfully, get creative. Use all your scrap yarn. You don't have to follow any pattern. So what I do is new strand, cross over, go under, and you see that little hole right there? We're going to put that tail through that hole. pull it tight. And we're going to do the same thing down here. We're going to take our old tail, bring it underneath, and bring it through this hole. Now we're going to take both ends, snug them up. We're going to cut these extra ones off, cutting them close and being super careful not to cut that knot off. I like to hold them. Now you have this beautiful knot that's not coming out. There are all different ways to attach yarn, you guys. Let me know how you do it. And I'm just going to continue single crocheting. This is still round 13. Single crochet all the way around. And that knot we made, whoopsies, should be able to hide nicely. Getting close to it. Keeping a nice loose grip, there's our knot, on our yarn. And you can't even see the knot. See you on the other side. We are getting close, just a few more stitches in the end of round 13. Again, single crochet all the way to the end. Slip stitch the first one, chain one, smooth it down, fold the edges up. Whoops. Keep your hook in all 3 loops. I really like the way this is turning out. Okay, so we're going to mark off row 13. Row 14 says, repeat round 13 for 18 rows. So on a piece of paper here, I have all my rows written down. Row 14 for 18 rows. So again, we are in the beginning of row 14. Single crochet the same stitch. And all the way around. It gets so much easier. You're getting used to keeping the same amount of pressure on your yarn, so you're not getting super tight stitches. Whoops, what did I do? What? Okay, no sweat. There we go. So again, like I said, we are doing this for 18 rows. Go ahead, write 18 rows on your piece of paper, and every time you finish one, mark it off. Mark it off. And you guys, I know at the beginning of the video I showed you different baskets I have made, different Bohippian baskets. I wanted to say that, you know, you get super creative. You can make a set for baby showers, wedding showers. I showed a set that was pink and gray that I made flowers and put on. That was for a baby shower. You guys, you could do these. You could make the bottom portion, do a portion of it gray and do the rest white. The options are endless. There's so much you can do with these. Think outside the box. So I'm going to continue on for 18 more rows, and I'll see you I'll see you at the end of row 18. So let's finish these off. If you find you do not have enough yarn to do 18 rows, or maybe you're just done and your basket is large enough. Maybe you want to go smaller, larger, whatever you want to do. But if you want to end this basket right here, right now, we have already slip stitched into the next stitch and done a single, or I mean a chain one. So we would just cut and pull out. But if you want to put handles on it, you would, oh, say you want 7, chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Skip 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You would single crochet into the 8th stitch. Continue on all the way around to the other side, wherever you want your other handle. Come back to the beginning, knot it off, or if you really want to, you could go all the way around again with another single crochet and then tie it off. I'm going to make this one without handles. So we are going to, it is already a slip stitch. I'm going to chain 1 and I'm going to cut, pull. That will tie it, lock it into place, and we're going to hide those tails. And those are the 3 skeins I used. I actually used partial ones, and this is what's left of this one. This was not a full skein either. So this is that basket. We will hide those in. And this is what's left of our first one. I did not have enough of the variegated yarn to finish this. And you can see I was short by like 2. So I'm just going to take the leftover yarn and I'm going to tie it in a knot. And pull this closed. Now, I showed you on the other basket that you could put little handles on it. We will hide these tails. Don't worry, they're not going to show. None of them, inside or out. On a previous DIY video, I showed you that you could use faux leather for straps. And those little brass brads where you spread the feet out, you could use those. I will link that video in one of the corners so you can see what I'm talking about. If you wanted something different besides crochet handles, you could use faux leather and make your own handles that way. And like I said, you can hot glue them right onto here. You could sew them on if you want, but I would just hot glue it. So in this, here's the bottom. I didn't even show you guys the bottoms. Some people, maybe you would prefer this to be on the inside and your tail to be on the outside. On the other side, hey, you can do it however you want. I love these. I think they are the greatest. You can put so much in here. They're not just crochet baskets anymore. Now they are crochet hold-alls. Check it out. They are Bohippian baskets. Like, comment, subscribe, share. We would love to have you in the family, you guys. Subscribe. Check out my playlist. Now I'm tongue-tied. check out my playlist. Maybe if you are not interested in these types of videos, you might find something you are interested in over there. And again, these are Bohippian baskets. These are not coming apart. These are not coming apart. You guys, have a great day. I'll see you in the next video.